and I just got done checking out that Ryoto Murata versus Rob Brant fight. Is the result in? As far as I know, it looked to me as if Ryoto Murata was getting his ass whooped. Point blank, ass whooped. Ryoto Murata. Early on, Rob Brant, beautiful foot movement, beautiful boxing. He used his jab to punishing effect, busting up Ryoto Murata, basically taking the fight to him. This is the guy that fights kind of like Gennady Golovkin, stalks his opponent, ring generalship, counter punch. Rob Brant on Ryoto Murata. I believe he's done enough to win the fight. And they're just boxing out the final rounds. In other results, Katie Taylor has defeated Cindy Serrano. She won all 10 rounds on the judges' cards. So Katie Taylor beat Cindy Serrano. Also, the Walter Contandacqua fight is actually going on right now against Demetrius Andrade. But in terms of the WBA middleweight title that's on the line, Ryoto Murata versus Rob Brant, that is ongoing. That fight is ongoing. I believe Robert Brant is ahead on the cards. He did a whole lot of damage to us. Much more volume, outworking Murata. And Murata was left, in my opinion, behind on the cards. So he's walking down Rob Brant, looking for a knockout, and it doesn't seem to be coming up. And that's pretty much where we're at. I mean, I believe Rob Brant had done enough to win this fight. So we're going to have to wait and see how the judges have it when it comes to this Ryoto Murata versus Robert Brant fight. Oh, shit, hold on a second. Did you guys catch the DAZN card featuring Katie Taylor? There's also the Demetrius Andrade fight. Any thoughts on that? Comment section. But otherwise, Ryoto Murata behind on cards. In my opinion, I think he needs to knock out Rob Brant to win the fight. Yeah. Murata just might get Gennady Golovkin. He just might. There's been a lot of speculation regarding which promoter Gennady Golovkin will be signing to. I think there's a good chance Gennady Golovkin goes to ESPN and tries and goes for this fight. If he can get Ryoto Murata in the ring, it's a good stylistic matchup for Golovkin because he likes guys that are right in front, right inside of his punching range. So that would be perfect scenario for Ryoto Murata. It would be picture perfect. That would be a picture perfect scenario for Murata. And a lot of what Rob Brant, a lot of the problems he gave Murata, you can see right here. He's wide open for the jab. He's wide open to body shots like that. And Robert Brant definitely kept Murata at bay through a lot of the rounds. And let's just tune in and see what's going on when it comes to this Ryoto Murata fight. Robert Brant has won. That is confirmed. Robert Brant has won the fight as I expected. Robert Brant has won the fight. So, first thoughts, congratulations to him. First thoughts, congratulations to Robert Brant. He pulled off a major upset, and he has brought back the WBA welterweight title to Dallas, Texas, United States of America. That's right. Robert Brant has defeated Ryoto Murata in a stunning upset. And for some reason, I'm having audio difficulties right now. So I have no audio on the live feed, but that's the result. Ryoto Murata has been defeated by Robert Brant. Congratulations to him. It's a great victory. And at this stage, I think I'm going to go ahead and check out what's going on that DAZN card. Yeah, congratulations. Robert Brant has done it. His hand has been raised. And we have a new WBA middleweight regular champion. And it's Robert Brant. It's Robert Brant with the victory. So much for Ryoto Murata. Forget about Triple G. Triple G doesn't have to worry about Ryoto Murata. If he wants to fight somebody on the ESPN, it might be Robert Brant. Because Brant got the victory. He got the upset. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff from Robert Brant. He busted up Murata. He definitely took he took the fight to him, and he took the fight out of him. And Ryoto Murata just got outboxed by the better fighter. I mean, point blank and period, he got outboxed by the better fighter. Ryoto Murata, unfortunately, it took a good American fighter to beat this guy from, this popular fighter out of Japan. Very popular guy, Ryoto Murata. Very popular. He's a guy that really, I would say, a lot of hype surrounding him, especially with that WBA regular title. He's a guy that really did not have the backing of any major network, and it was Top Rank's Bob Arum that seemingly took a chance with Murata, and they have some dealings with Japan. I mean, I think Top Rank they've got some streaming app over in Japan, and I think Ryoto Murata is affiliated with that. But anyways, Ryoto Murata has lost his regular WBA title, and he's lost it to Rob Brant. So upset in that occasion. And let me see if I can head over to DAZN, where Walter Kotandakwa has a fight against Demetrius Andrade. That championship fight, I believe, is still ongoing, and that will be certainly it'll crown a new champion in the middle division. So, like this fight, we have a new champion in Robert Brant. There's also Walter Kotandakwa out of Africa, who's got Demetrius Andrade over on DAZN. Did anybody catch the result of that fight? Comments. What do you guys think about Triple G versus Robert Brant? Andrade's outboxing him? Good to know. I mean, I think that was the consensus going in, is Andrade would get the victory. I think Andrade is a very underrated guy. I mean, boxing IQ, boxing ability is up there, but sometimes he just looks a little bit too relaxed in the ring. He takes his time, but he doesn't really worry about it's not like he takes a tally on his punch volume. He just worries about, is he outboxing his opponent? And whether it's entertaining or not, Demetrius Andrade wins rounds. But I would definitely look at tuning into that fight very, very soon. He's stiff and takes big shots. Yeah, man. I mean, they got chins over there. By the way, they got chins over there in Africa, man. They don't get stopped easily. So, I think Walter Kotandakwa, I think he understands, especially if he's losing the early rounds, that he's going to need a KO to knock out Andrade. And if he doesn't get it, then it's going to be a situation where he's either gonna sell out on some big shots, but Andrade will be able to potentially counter him, and hopefully I want to see a finish from Andrade. I don't want to see him box his way to 12 rounds against a virtual unknown. I mean, Andrade should look impressive here and try and finish the fight, get a stoppage victory. And that would be ideal. That would be the ideal scenario when it comes to Demetrius Andrade versus Kotandakwa. He's been down 3 times. The African has been down 3 times. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, mismatch once again. Wow. Eddie Hearn card full of mismatches, ripe, one-sided affairs. If you look at that, the zone card top from bottom, you had the Kid Galahad I mean, I don't know what kind of fight. That was a trash fight. Fucking. Um, you also had Katie Taylor dominate her opponent, Cindy Serrano. Not entertaining, not exciting. The maybe the best fight was fucking Tevin Farmer whooping on that bum ass fighter James Tennyson. So you had that fight. In fact, I think the best card, the best fight of the night is Ryoto Murata getting his ass whooped because he lost to Robert Brant out of Dallas, Texas. Shout out to Rob Brant, man. He brought the title back to the States. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, Colton Dakwa, man. It looks like it didn't. It's not really working out for the dude, man. Looks like Colton Dakwa. I hate to say it's all over for him, but I mean, Rob kicked his ass. Yeah, man. Shout out to Rob. And shout out to Fair Shake. I believe no, it was a distance fight. It went 12 rounds. Robert Brant won via decision. Credit to Ryoto Murata. He came in and he fought. He found how he fights, man. He was a soldier. He kept going forward. No matter how many punches he took, he kept going forward, trying to get a victory. But Robert Brant just too slick, too intelligent. He didn't leave himself right in front of Murata's punches. He gave him a bit of distance, and he showed you the versatility of a fighter. Robert Brant showed versatility. He showed good punching. And it to me, this is the best fight of the night. It's Rob Brant versus Ryoto Murata. Great fight. Triple G got a gift when ordered to fight Charlo. I don't know. You could call it a gift. I mean, I don't think it's a gift for Triple G. Should he take the fight? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's nothing more I'd like to see than Gennady Golovkin sign to Showtime and step up and finally fight a real, legitimate threat in Jermell Charlo. I don't see it happening. I would like to see it, but I don't see it happening. I think it's a great fight, but I don't see it happening. There's been no interest from Team Golovkin to take on that Charlo smoke. There's been no interest. Abel Sanchez completely disinterested when it comes to even talking about Jermell Charlo. Completely disinterested. You have Tom Loeffler saying, "Oh yeah, that's a great fight. Future fight. It's a great future fight." Loeffler doesn't give a damn about that fight, man. I mean, Gennady Golovkin, but right now he's lost the opportunity to fight a Ryoto Murata, and now he needs to go through Rob Brant if he wants to sign with ESPN. That would be the big fight there. And it would be a very big fight. Unless he wants to fight at 168, which would then include Zerto Ramirez. I wonder if Gennady Golovkin does something similar to what Canelo did with moving up in weight and taking on that type of challenge in a way, fighting a bigger man like Canelo's doing, although I don't give Canelo a lot of credit for picking Rocky Fielding. Not at all. Yeah, you think the Charlo fight will happen with Triple G? If Triple G starts showing interest in that fight, I mean, I want to see that happen as well. Do I think there's a great chance of it happening? No, I don't see that as a great chance at all. I mean, knowing Gennady Golovkin, I mean, Tom Loeffler's gonna fucking find a good little, sweet little fight for him. Another Vanes Matrosian fight, man. Andrade isn't the same league as Triple G. Well, hey, if Triple G goes over to the zone, which I mean, I know Eddie Hearn said he was very interested in signing Gennady Golovkin. Rocky's the only one with a belt. Absolutely. Absolutely. He's a bum with a belt. Absolutely. Andrade isn't in the same league as Triple G. I think they're in the same league. I mean, they're both middleweights. Andrade has been inactive, but Andrade, I mean, he beat Vanes way before Triple G. He beat Vanes when he was actually fucking a junior middleweight. So I give Andrade some credit for his victories. I don't think he's Murata. Man, Inoue is the truth. I think Inoue is the truth, my friend. Murata is mediocre, but his fight style is mediocre. You know, he really wants to walk into a good counterpuncher. Inoue's a whole different animal, man. Can't talk about Inoue like that over here. Is Charlo a good threat for Golovkin? I think there's a lot of smoke when it comes to Jermell Charlo. There's a lot of guys that don't want to fight Jermell Charlo. Andrade and Triple G is a good fight, but a Charlo win makes him mandatory. Well, Charlo's the only mandatory Charlo is for the WBC. Although Canelo has been given basically a pass. He's been given the okay from the WBC to go ahead and fight. Canelo's been okay to fight Rocky Fielding, and Triple G's been ordered to fight Jermell Charlo. Meanwhile, he's sitting out deciding which network he's going to sign with. So, you know, if he signs with the Zone, the Charlo fight is off the table. And, you know, shout out to Sports Enthusiast Post. Inoue is the truth. That's what I'm talking about. Like all these monster punches, put them in there with the seasoned veteran that doesn't back down. You bet Inoue would not fare so well against a fighter like Neri. Hey, man, I think Inoue, once he gets tested, he's gonna pass with flying colors. You put him in there against a Luis Neri. Luis Neri's a beast. Point blank, period. Luis Neri's a beast. He's one of the more underrated fighters at that weight class. Although Luis Neri has been he's had a really hard time making weight. This guy's missed weight several occasions. Not only that, but Luis Neri has got suspended by the WBC. He got banned in Japan. He can't fight in Japan anymore. I mean, Luis Neri has his own issues that he's got to deal with. In terms of the Ryoto Murata fight, Ryoto Murata has lost. He's lost his fight to Robert Brant. It was a great performance by Robert Brant, and it should make it a legit threat in 160 pounds. Yeah, WBC ordered the eliminator. I totally get that, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. That doesn't mean Triple G needs to figure out what network he's going to fight on. Right now, he's a free agent. He used to be with HBO. HBO closed up shop, and now he's free to sign with whatever network he wants. That's going to tell us if he's going to go towards the Charlo direction. Because if he doesn't, I fully expect if Gennady Golovkin trips out, and if he say he signs with the Zone and he uses that as an excuse not to fight Jermell Charlo, he could do that. He could sign with ESPN and he can basically get wiped from the WBC rankings. and then he won't have to fight Charlo if he decides to go after another belt. I mean, there's going to be lots of fans that are willing to excuse Gennady Golovkin for ducking Jermell Charlo. No doubt about it. There's going to be a lot of defenders saying, oh, it's Jermell Charlo, you know, it's Charlo. No, he didn't deserve it, you know, all this extra bullshit when Triple G's really coming off a loss, and he probably doesn't want to go straight into a Charlo fight. You know, if Triple G wants to prove he's a great all-time middleweight, that would be exactly what he should do. But do I see it happening? No, I don't. I don't think I see that. I don't think I see that happening, to be honest. So it is what it is. I believe this Kotandakwa fight should have come out. I believe the results are in. Do we have the results for Demetrius Andrade versus Walter K from Africa? Do we have the results? Live chat, man. That's what we're about, man. Any update there? Is the fight over? From the reports we have, and shout out to the chat, Demetrius Andrade was well ahead on cards, well ahead on the scorecards. Let me see if I can get the fight result in terms of that fight. All right, so if you guys are just coming in, Ryoto Murata has lost his regular WBA title to Robert Brant in a thrilling performance. You can see the headline here. Robert Brant shocks Ryoto Murata for the title, derails Golovkin plans. Y'all see that? So Golovkin, it's already being reported that Golovkin potential plan of a fight with Ryoto Murata has been derailed. Not only that, but Demetrius Andrade dominates Kotandakwa for the WBO title. That is official. So those are the results of tonight's, sort of subpar boxing here. It wasn't the best of cards at all. But that guy you see right there, he's not champion anymore. Ryoto Murata has been shocked by Rob Brant. Brilliant stuff. Congratulations to Rob Brant. We got a new champion. We got a new champion out here. And his name's Rob Brant. The scores were 118-110, 119-109, 119-109 for Robert Brant. In a shocking turn of events, Rob Brant outboxed, outworked, and at times was beating Ryoto Murata. Murata had no answers to the punch volume, to the foot movement. Brant was far more busy in terms of landed punches. Brant also showed a solid chin. He took every one of Murata's shots, and just an impressive performance from Rob Brant, man. And check this out right here. If you thought Gennady Golovkin wanted smoke with Jermell Charlo, it says right here that the upset win is a big dagger in the plans of Top Rank, who plan to match Murata in a major fight against Gennady Golovkin in the first half of 2019. What does that mean, guys? What does that mean? Well, it means, as I just said, I don't believe Gennady Golovkin wanted any kind of smoke when it came to Jermell Charlo. I don't think Gennady Golovkin wanted any kind of smoke. And I think that proves my point. I think that proves my point, guys. So hey, it's a whole nother topic, man. Did Demetrius Andrade look somewhat impressive? Did he look like a guy that can take over the middleweight division? Maybe that's the fight for Triple G. Maybe it's Demetrius Andrade, who has apparently on paper dominated Walter Kotandakwa out of Africa, right? I mean, he was the overwhelming favorite to win the fight. So how much credit can we give Demetrius Andrade? I'm not too sure. It was a good fight. All in all, I can't. I don't know if YouTube's fucking with me because, okay, here we go. Not it's weird. The chat just came off for a minute. Andrade, unanimous decision. Golovkin lost probably $5 million from this result. Oh, man. Bad boxers. What's up? What's up? Oh, shit, man. Andrade looks far more complex than Charlo. I think Triple G will take Charlo. He couldn't put him away, though. You didn't like how Inoue handled adversity against a prime Puerto Rican fighter. I forget his name. He just lacked that pop that makes Inoue respect him. Oh, I think I saw that fight. Luis Neri is a real boxer. I think Inoue is very underrated. Didn't Veins drop Andrade in round 2? I don't think that was a legit knockdown. Tokyo Dome and 55,000 fans down the toilet for Gennady Golovkin. Boo Boo hit him once while down. Once was a double knockdown when Andrade's club touched the ring. Oh, snap. Press was reporting Murata Triple G fight. Triple G team was not talking about it. Well, they're pretty silent. I mean, Gennady Golovkin's team is pretty silent during negotiations unless they have something to complain about. I mean, to be honest, the only talk I heard out of Gennady Golovkin was complaining about Canelo Alvarez, right? Otherwise, they make their fights pretty quietly. Jacobs will lose to the Russian. Hey, he just might. Danny Jacobs just might get upset as well by Sergey Derevyanchenko in what will be the last fight on HBO. That's going to be very intriguing. Andrade only did 2,000 fans at home. Triple G not taking that. I mean, that could be a part of it, but it depends because Triple G, it doesn't matter. You see, when you talk about numbers, if Andrade only did 2,000 fans, Triple G doesn't care about that. He cares about stealing another belt, Junior. That's what he cares about. So Triple G is going to go in there, fight Andrade, and probably take that Eddie Hearn money. And I think he might be able to cherry pick a title. Triple G should now sign with the zone and fight Andrade. You see what I'm saying? Triple G should now fight Andrade because Murata lost. But don't talk about Charlo. Don't talk about Jamel Charlo. I mean, Jacobs could get upset. Let's not. I mean, Jacobs has been pretty much on the down low. We're gonna assume he's training. We're gonna assume he's staying busy, staying in the gym. But Jay Jacobs right now. How do you train for a guy like Sergey Derevyanchenko? A guy very, very little footage on the guy. He's an Olympic standout. You really got to rough him up and try and beat him up in the ring. You're saying he's no Pirog. I haven't seen Jacobs out of prime yet. Yeah, Jacobs has looked pretty good. He looked kind of shaky in that Sulecki fight. I mean, he lost more rounds than he should have. I think that Sulecki fight was very competitive, closely contested. So I don't know. I think that Danny Jacobs really is in a tough situation right now because he's got a fight that actually he's fighting someone that Demetrius Andrade blatantly ducked. Demetrius Andrade did not want to fight this kid Derevyanchenko. He completely avoided that fight and said, "You know what? I'm not ready for him yet. I can't fight for the IBF Eliminator." And he fought this dude on HBO, Atlantis Fox, a guy named Fox. So yeah, I think this Derevyanchenko fight. Am I being too hard on Triple G? He is hold, and you believe he's got altitude sickness. Yo, man, I'm not out here making I'm not making any excuses for Triple G. I think he's a guy that he's been in the game for a while, and if you have that style, look at this. It's the same style that Ryoto Murata just also lost, right? You got this forward. You aim to walk your opponents down. You know, you're flat-footed, but at the same time, he's got a ton of power, and he's got a great chin. That's Gennady Golovkin. But does he have great defense? No, he doesn't have great defense. Was that fight with Danny Jacobs too close? Yes, it was. It was way too close. It should, Danny Jacobs could have gotten the nod against Triple G. Yo, shout out to Kaz. Brant beat the brakes off that boy. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Jacobs wins better for the division. Hey, is it better for the division? Is Eddie Hearn going to make Danny Jacobs versus Demetrius Andrade unification fight? He better. Because that if Jacobs wins, that's the fight we're talking about. We're not talking about any other fights except Demetrius Andrade versus Danny Jacobs in a unification. Otherwise, I don't want to hear jack shit from Eddie Hearn, man. I really don't. Jacobs versus Canelo could be a fight that also happens in May. It could be a fight that also happens. but he's got to beat Derevyanchenko. This is the one thing. Before, once you have these things mapped out, once you start to have things mapped out in this sport of boxing, it spoils this shit, man. Look at what happened with Triple G. He was looking at something sweet with this boy Murata. He thought this boy was sweet. I'm gonna make easy $7 million in Tokyo. I'm gonna head over to Japan and take on Ryoto Murata. How did that work out? Boxing spoiled that shit. He fought a tough American fighter and Robert Brant, and y'all saw what happened. Absolute destruction. Absolute destruction, man. This dude's face is completely busted up. Oh my goodness, man. Yeah, man. Murata's a hype job. Absolutely. Is Jacobs a good fighter? Yeah, he is. I thought that Sulecki fight was not a great fight. And I haven't seen too much footage of this guy, Derevyanchenko. Hey, man, shout out to Cash. Smash the like button. And shout out to Cass. So, yeah, y'all know what it is, man. Y'all already know what it is. Hey, man, we've had 50 to 60 people up in here, man. Hit that like button, man. Y'all know what happened. Y'all know what happened. Ryoto Murata got exposed. That's what happened. Murata got exposed. Yo, man. Hey, did you not hear when Tom Loeffler, when he was talking about if the Canelo fight doesn't happen and other options for him, he kept on bringing up Murata. He kept on talking about how he would love to have Gennady Golovkin fight Ryoto Murata, guys. Gennady Golovkin had a lot of interest in this guy right here. He had a lot of interest in beating his ass in Japan and taking the WBA title. That's not coming from me. That's coming from Tom Loeffler. That's Triple G's promoter. I mean, it doesn't get more clear than that. That's like how Floyd Mayweather comes out today and says, "Hey, you know, Earl Spence. Oh, Earl Spence. You know, we're not looking to make Terrence Crawford right now. You know, can't make that right now. Fucking guy." So, you know, what does that tell me? Well, Earl Spence is going to be stuck fighting maybe Luis Collazo. You know, maybe it's going to be Luis Collazo. I don't know. But that's going to be up to Earl Spence and the fights he gets offered from Showtime PBC. And, you know, is it some bullshit? Absolutely. It's a straight bullshit. But these are the problems with boxing. And it's not gonna get fixed overnight. It's gotta be a gradual move towards making these fights come to fruition. So Bob Arum will have to rebuild Murata fast. Nah, man, it's done for Murata. There's no rebuilding. There's no rebuilding. Murata's done. Triple G might be done, guys. I mean, Triple G, maybe he fares well against Demetrius Andrade. Maybe that fight doesn't bring in the money that he's expecting. I mean, you look at what Gennady Golovkin has done. He's made millions fighting Canelo. Murata, I mean, okay. I mean, I don't know. We haven't heard from Murata if from their perspective, if they were looking forward to making a Gennady Golovkin fight. That's a fair point. Because you know, I guess even most Japan fighters, they're not too you know, they don't really give too much away in terms of their next fights, but there hasn't been any talk on the Murata side about a Triple G fight. That's true. I just know Tom Loeffler had mentioned it. Charlo's got to wait, man. If Charlo's got to wait like this, I don't know what to say, man. Charlo, I genuinely feel bad for Jermell Charlo. The fact that this guy keeps knocking out guys one after the other, and he can't get a big fight. For the life of him, he can't get a big fight. And we should have more likes, man. Smash the like button. If you want to see highlights, I'll pull up the highlights, man. But, yo, you got to smash the like button on this hoe, man. You got to do it. But both hype jobs are done. Well, when you say both, I know Murata's one. Who's the other hype job? Are you talking about Gennady Golovkin? Wait, when you say both hype jobs are done, Canelo ran from Charlo. He's hiding. You see, I thought he was hiding it. I thought he was hiding too. But you know, look at what Canelo's done. You know, he took a shit ton of money. He took a shit ton of money. He basically got overpaid. Completely and utterly overpaid to fight on the zone, and I can't see him regretting that. That's big money. That's really big money, and if you're getting paid to hide like that, I can't blame Canelo. I can't. You know, really, it should be DAZN's. If they're gonna overpay Canelo $375 million, god damn it, you should be able to give Jermell Charlo a fair offer if you want to do what's good for the sport and make that fight happen. Give Jermell Charlo, you know, a $2.5 million 3-fight deal, you know, maybe with the raise, you know, $2.5 million first fight, $3 million the second fight, $3 million the third fight, something like that. I mean, DAZN should have at least 10 million in the bank if he wants to do a 3-fight deal with the Charlo brother. If they're not willing to do that, then do they really want to make the fight? You got a boatload of money for Canelo, but you don't want to pay his top contenders? Get the fuck out of here, man. Point blank, get the fuck out of here. If DAZN shows no interest in making that fight happen, because now what's happened is the network, the platform known as DAZN, has willing to do a direct deal with Oscar De La Hoya. They've been willing to do a direct deal with your boy, Eddie Hearn, right? So the next guy they need to deal with is these PBC cats. They don't have promoters. You go direct to the fighter, make a deal with the fighter. Go to Jermell Charlo, give him an offer. I know Eddie Hearn's doing it, but are they real offers? Or are they offers just for the sake of saying, oh, we got an offer that they didn't? I mean, they're loyal. They're loyal. Are they loyal to Showtime? Absolutely. They are. But you can only be so loyal until you stop getting that bread coming in, right? I know they're probably going to drop a crazy schedule. They'll probably drop a crazy schedule. You say, look at Mikey. Yeah, he's been busy. But Mikey's been clout chasing. He's been doing a lot of talking and not a lot of he's been telling a lot of lies out here, man. That's what Mikey's been doing. He's been telling a lot of lies out here. Showtime, I don't believe Showtime will be out of boxing. Steven Espinoza seems to have a great passion for the sport, and Showtime seems to be backing them up with the checkbook, right? They're making these fights happen. They've made an extension with PBC. I believe it's another 3 years. So I don't see them leaving the sport anytime soon. I think the whole HBO situation got everybody shook. And now Bob Arum wants to narrate that and say, oh, Showtime's up next. Eddie Hearn wants to say, oh, look at what happened to HBO. Showtime's up next. No, I don't see things going that way. Showtime's been killing HBO. Not pay-per-view, but regular. I mean, Showtime has had a killer cards for 2018. They've had great, excellent cards. They're going to have Adonis Stevenson versus Vodstick on the same night on regular Showtime. That's going to lead into Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. That's going to be the shit, man. Adonis Stevenson in a regular Showtime lead-in. Not only that, but I mean, Showtime, I mean, they still have a lot of great fighters fighting on Showtime. They got Leo Santa Cruz fighting on Showtime. Tank Davis fighting on Showtime. They're going to have a pay-per-view with Adrian Bronner and Manny Pacquiao. That's going to be on Showtime pay-per-view. These pay-per-views, as long as Showtime has successful pay-per-views, they're going to be able to justify having regular Showtime boxing as a way to build up to pay-per-view fights. Very simple. As long as the pay-per-views are successful, you need to have regular boxing programming. You can't be a one-hitter quitter like fucking HBO. Oh, one foot into boxing, 1 foot out of boxing, completely out of boxing. Oh, but they got a few fights left. They just added a fight, I think. Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol's next fight will be on HBO. So they're still sort of, have some kind of a budget towards the end of the calendar year, right? HBO will still have a couple fights left, but by the end of the year, it's going to be HBO. But Showtime, you've seen them invest more and more money into the sport. You don't see them doing budget cuts, right? The budget cuts that happened a couple years ago with HBO. So it's a long process. Showtime might have 3 to 4 years left, and then you can start talking about maybe they could be out of the game. Yeah, man, HBO did a terrible job. Marketing the wrong fighter, man. I could go in on how many mistakes HBO made trying to cater to a certain audience, trying to be unbiased when they're being the most biased, trying to fucking sell us on guys like Kovalev, like they're going to save boxing. Oh my God. He's like Gennady, but he's Russian. He's Kovalev. and they match him against the toughest, hardest style fighter in Andre Ward, and they expect Kovalev to just exceed expectations and do this great performance, and the guy he didn't deliver when it was his chance to deliver. He did not deliver at the end of the day. So I got no love lost for HBO, man. They got the most biased commentary out there. They let Jim Lampley basically run the show when it comes to commentary, and they gave him his own show that everyone hated universally. I mean, the HBO boxing program, there was too much political bullshit that went on in there, and the ownership didn't really understand the sport. They were promoting the wrong fighters. Who the fuck wants to see super flyweights on regular HBO, legitimately, when it wasn't Naoya Inoue? And I know Kovalev versus Ward, I know the first fight was, I'm saying the second fight, Ward did own him, but when it was time for Kovalev to deliver, when he had Ward hurt, what did he do after that? What did Kovalev do after that? Did he really do enough to clearly win that fight? I mean, maybe by a point. When you had Ward down, you couldn't put him away. Triple G should go after Rob Brant for making him lose that $7 million. Absolutely, man. He should go after Rob Brant. I mean, I would like to see it. Rob Brant looked impressive. Triple G needs a comeback victory. I wouldn't mind seeing him go fight Rob Brant. Triple G needs to fight. yeah, man. But Charlo's the one. Charlo's the one that, they don't want no smoke with that dude, man. They don't want no smoke. And when it comes to Triple G, he already has these built-in excuses not to fight Jermell Charlo. So would he really take that risk? I would like to see it. I would like to see a long-term Showtime deal, man. But we're gonna find out as soon as Triple G signs with a network. We're gonna find out what his plans are. If he signs with DAZN, it's gonna be maybe Demetrius Andrade. If he's, I think with Team Triple G is waiting for things to unfold before they make a decision. Look, they've now lost what they thought was a big payday in Ryoto Murata. That's down the toilet. So are they going to take on a Rob Brant, a tough American fighter that is not really known? Are they going to take that risk? I don't think so. I think it comes down to either Showtime, who's going to put up a shit ton of money, or it's going to be DAZN, who just already dropped a shit ton of money. So that's what it all comes down to. And damn, it's pretty fucking late, man. Triple G needs to fight Jermell Charlo. I mean, absolutely. Does Triple G need to fight Jermell Charlo? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think he still hasn't had the fight that cements him as a great middleweight. Triple G hasn't had the fight that really cements him as an all-time great. That would be the fight. A lot of fans overlook this, but you look at Triple G's record. Who has he really beat? Who has Triple G beaten that tells me he's an all-time great fighter? He's this great middleweight, and he deserves all the accolades. Who did Triple G duck? Triple G ducked Sergey Derevyanchenko, his mandate, the IBF, first and foremost. Triple G had been mandated several times to fight Derevyanchenko. He could have fought him. When the Canelo fight fell through in May, he opted not to. Triple G clearly ducked Derevyanchenko. He's wanted no smoke with any kind of Charlo. He's wanted no smoke with any parts of Erislandy Lara. He didn't want nothing to do with Lara. Erislandy Lara called him out several times during his middleweight run. Triple G did not want no smoke. No, he did not want no smoke. And I know when you say during his middleweight run, you don't want to talk about Andre Ward, do you? But Andre Ward was the most clear indication of no smoke that I've ever seen in my entire life, man. Triple G wanted no parts of Andre Ward. I know he was a super middleweight. It doesn't matter. Triple G wanted all the smoke with Chavez Jr. He wanted all the smoke with Carl Froch. He was talking about fighting Mikhail Kessler. Yet when it comes to Andre Ward, no smoke. Oh, I'm not ready for Ward. That's what he said. He said, oh, no, not Ward. No, not Ward. No, not ready. Not ready. That's Gennady Golovkin, man. I'm not ready for that, no. Ward, the fight was never really being worked on, man. If you look back at what Triple G's camp was saying, they were talking to Ward like he had to come down to 164 to make that fight happen. And if Ward agreed, they would come with another excuse why the fight couldn't happen. Man, they were trying to ask for things that just were not realistic. And Ward wanted to split it 50-50. Ward, the clear A side, wanted to split that fight 50-50. Yeah, Ward moved up after Triple G turned down the fight. And that's just what happened. That's just what happened, man. Ward wanted all parts of Triple G. Kathy Duva fighters need to go to the zone. Bivol, Barrero, get them all over in the zone, man. Just get them all to the zone. And that's just what it is. Triple G was trying to fight Froch at 168, but refused to fight Ward at 168. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's facts. That's facts, guys. Triple G wanted to fight Carl Froch at the same time that Andre Ward was sitting there at 168 and wanted no smoke with that shit. Point blank, man. Wanted no smoke. No parts, man. I mean, regardless, Triple G's going to fight. He's not going to go straight into a tough fight. I don't see it. Coming off of this Canelo loss, he's going to take a tune-up and set himself up for a bigger fight in the future. And I think it's either going to be DAZN or Showtime, to be honest. I don't see him taking on Rob Brant. As we now know, we have two new champions in the division. Robert Brant has beaten Ryoto Murata. And Demetrius Andrade drops and dominates Walter Africa for the WBO title, man. And that's just what it is. All right, all in all, E-King Fight News, we've hit the first hour of this live stream. Oh, man, are we just getting started here? Little G no better than Ward. Little G is no better than... What is this comment from Fred Thomas? Little G no better, And Ward called his bluff with the 154 to 175 talk. Absolutely. That's absolutely what happened. But hey, this is E King Fight News. I'm going to call it a day. I got to get some sleep, man. Y'all already know. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Ryoto Murata has beaten, or sorry, he gets beaten by Rob Brant. Demetrius Andrade gets a victory of his own, although, I mean, how impressive was it? Anyways, I'm out. Smash that like button. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. For now, peace out.